Hello everyone and welcome to our first Teachitright Tuesday update video of this new academic year. My name is Chris Pearce and I'm very much looking forward to going through this video with you. Every Tuesday we will release a video with all the key messages and reminders for you, and hopefully you get an opportunity to watch this brief video and it will relay all the things that you need to know about our courses. We're very excited about welcoming all of our new students to our different centres, and hopefully you will find this video useful. So let's make a start. So this is just a reminder that it's the 14th of September, and as I said earlier, we will be releasing these videos every Tuesday for you. So a very big welcome to all of our pupils who are attending our different centres across Berkshire, Buckinghamshire, Surrey, but also in the Midlands as well. If you have already had your first Teachitright lesson, we hope you enjoyed it, we hope you found it beneficial, and to those children starting this week, we certainly very much look forward to meeting you. A couple of key messages that have already come out of some of the lessons already. Please do inform the office if your child has any medical conditions that we need to be aware of. There will also be an attachment in the email that we send over that we would ask you to fill out, please, and send back to us if you haven't already notified us of any medical concerns. Please do also ensure that your child brings a nut-free snack to the lessons. That is really, really important. We do have a number of students at Teachitright with nut allergies, so please do ensure that your child's snack is nut-free. We'd also ask if you do have a secondary email address or an emergency contact number that you haven't provided to the office, then please do email on info@teachitright.com if you haven't provided those details already. It's very exciting in our first lessons because we of course give out all of the books, and these are the books for CEM. So just to be aware of which books your child needs to be bringing along each week, there is a CGP 9 to 10 book, Synonyms and Antonyms book, which is a brilliant book written by Christine Draper, which will really boost vocabulary. A verbal reasoning book, which actually I wrote a few years ago with Alison Head from Glore Park. And we've also got an 11 plus non-verbal reasoning 9 to 10 book. And finally, an Alison Primrose non-verbal reasoning book. So all those books are for CEM and for Block 1. The next books, which are very, very similar, and you might be able to spot the subtle difference, there are two CGP books which are actually for GL assessment. So these books are for our Year 5 students for Block 1, and they will also have 5 books that they will need to bring along. Some of the books relate to what they do in class, others will be ones that they will need for their homework. So please do ensure that all those books do come in. For Reading Boys, as many of you will be aware, they have slightly changed their curriculum, and English vocabulary is a large part of the exam, and also creative writing. So we are still focusing on the vocabulary element and making sure we cover all those different question types, but we're also focusing on creative writing. So there will be a creative writing handout book that will also be given as well. And finally, our wonderful Year 4 children have started their journeys already with us and are focusing on verbal reasoning. And we will be using a CGP 8 to 9 book, an 8 to 10 Glore Park verbal reasoning book, and also a Discover verbal reasoning. And all of these books are fantastic. They all have the answers in the back as well. If you are checking the You Could homework, then please do refer to those answers in the back. Alongside that, we've also put the word and meaning record book that your child was given in their first lesson, and would really encourage children to record down any unfamiliar words that they come across. Vocabulary is such a big element of the 11 plus, and we really do want to drive that from the outset. So a couple of reminders coming up here. If you didn't know already, we have markers that will be coming along in week 2 to mark all of the homework, and they will be concentrating on the You Must tasks. There are also on the student portal homework review videos that are available for Block 1 only. We probably will not do any in block 2 because we are changing our books slightly, and of course we have the markers in the centres. But do be aware that all of the homework in the You Must is checked by our markers and given back to the children before they go home, to give also the tutor a chance to review anything that the child found more difficult. You hopefully are aware by now the different traffic light system that we use, the different colours. So the green represents that a child's done really well, probably very few errors. Then we have an amber, maybe the child has made a few mistakes, but they understand what they've been doing. If they do get a red, and it's nothing to worry about, it just highlights to us that we need to give that question type more of a focus and help your child on that specific area. If they do get a blue sticker, it means they haven't had an opportunity to do their homework, and we would really encourage the child to catch up and do that when they can. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to watch my welcome video, which also talks to you a little bit more about the homework. You may all be aware that we do have a student portal, and it's a wonderful platform which contains the homework overviews, particularly if you've mislaid your sheet. You can download the block spelling lists as well. There are lesson objectives and all the plans for the entire block. So please, if you haven't familiarised yourself with the student portal, do log on, and you'll be able to find additional resources to support your child and also online quizzes as well. The way you get onto that portal is you use your email address that you registered with at Teachitright and your child's date of birth. And it is important to include the /. So it's the day, the month and the year in an 8-digit format, including the slashes. So if you do have any problems logging on, then just get in contact with our office and I'm sure they can help you out. But hopefully most of you will be able to get onto that student portal. And when you log on, this is a very similar view to what you'll see. There'll be a learning area, a homework area, and also we will have the resource library there as well. Now, in our Tuesday update videos, we always include a resource feature. And what this is an example of some games or various different 11+ products that are out on the market that you may well want to get to support your child's learning at home. Many of these games we have ourselves and we do use with your children, but it may be your child comes home and says, I've played a certain game, how do I get hold of it? And that's where we want to be informative. So Bananagrams, which some of you may have heard of, one of the most popular games in actual fact in the world in terms of vocabulary building, and the idea behind it is it's a bit like Scrabble but without the board, and children have to link up words, and the idea is to get rid of all of your letters. It's amazingly good fun, but also we know it does aid vocabulary and can bring up lots of discussions around what words mean. You can get it from Amazon at $10.49. That price does fluctuate a little bit, but certainly well worth getting. So this week's resource feature is Bananagrams, and we certainly know how wonderful it is in building vocabulary. The other thing that we will provide each week is a tip of the week. And this week we are looking at synonyms, and certainly during this block that will be a big focus as well for our Year 5 and our Year 4 students. So what do they have to do? Well, they have to find the word that means the same or nearly the same as the word on the left. And in this example we have the word stick on the left, and then the answer options are fused, tree, install and club. Now, one of the things we want children to consider on every single question is, do these words have different meanings? And lots of words do have dual meanings. And if we think of stick, we can think of stick as in sticking to something like glue, or a stick like a branch. In this instance, we are thinking about stick as in a twig. And if we go through the answer options, fused, and fuse obviously means to fuse together, but it is in the past tense, so we would eliminate that one. Tree and stick, they're very closely connected, but they don't mean the same. Install, if I install my TV, doesn't really mean stick. And often using the word in the same sentence can help. And then we come to the word club. Now obviously this is the only answer option that we have left, and it is the answer. Some of you might be thinking of the clubs that you go to at school. But if you think of a club as in a big stick, then you'll realise that those are both nouns and they mean the same. It's interesting, isn't it, that some words can be verbs and nouns. So if we think of stick, it could be a noun or it could be a verb. So do remember to think about different word types in the test that you do or the questions that you work at home. Have a think about what word groups those words fit into, and remember that the answer, they must always come from the same word group. So, hope you found that useful, and as I said, when we go through the answer options, certainly elimination is a good technique to apply. One of the things we did want to mention to you, we realise that your children are in year 4 and 5, but you may well have friends or other family members who are interested in year 6. Teachitright does offer an online ISEB common pre-test course held on a Friday evening over Zoom. The reason it's online, ISEB have an online adaptive test for the common pre-tests, and we wanted to mirror that as closely to the actual exam as we could. For a lot of schools in the country, they use a common pre-test initially as an assessment tool, perhaps before they do their exams later on in their year 6 year. So if you are interested or you've got friends who would be interested, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. We still have a few places left on a Friday at 5:30 to 7:30. This course is delivered by Nikki Gautam, one of our very experienced teachers, and I know she certainly would welcome any newcomers to that course. So if you are interested, do get in contact with the office and we can get your friends or your family members booked onto that one. Another exciting club that we've got coming up is Louise's book club. Now last academic year, we ran this successfully every Sunday, and Louise introduced new books. Children have an opportunity to read from their own favourite books as well. And this weekend we start that club again, and this runs on a Sunday afternoon between 2:45 and 3:30. She will be focusing on a book by Clive King, which is Stigger the Dump, which is certainly one of my favourite books from my childhood. And Louise is going to be sharing that book and hopefully inspiring children to go away and maybe read a little bit more of it, but also for them to share snippets of their own favourite texts. So if you'd like to join Louise on this book club, it is free of charge. It's on a Sunday afternoon between 2:45 and 3:30. There is a link in the email that we sent you. The other thing which we wanted to promote through this video is our homework support club, which runs on a Monday. Now every Monday Tahira Arshad will be doing an hour with the year 4s from 5:30 to 6:30, and then another hour for our year 5 children. Now this is an opportunity for children to come along, ask questions about their homework, or just to have a set period of time where they want to sit down quietly and work through the tasks that we have set. Having a tutor on hand to ask if they're unsure about a concept or unsure how to answer a question, but also giving that structured period of time for them to get their homework done. So if you'd like your child to come along, we again have put a link in this email for you to join in on a Monday, and it will run during term time, and you can come along and enjoy, hopefully, doing your homework and getting it all finished. It doesn't matter which week you're running in. If you are slightly behind the weekend classes, that's fine. You can still join that homework club, and it's a perfect opportunity for you to join others and get all of your homework completed. One of the things that we do run every 6 weeks, in actual fact, are parent workshops, and we do have one coming up on October the 3rd on Sunday, and it will be a CEM verbal reasoning workshop to start with. We will also be doing a GL verbal reasoning and also focusing on the question types within the new Reading Boys syllabus, and we would love it if you can join us over Zoom. They are 2 hours long, but hopefully very, very informative. We send out a booklet beforehand, and it will give you as much information as you can really get about verbal reasoning, the question types that are covered, but also how you can support your child more with that specific subject area. They will be available to book online, so look out for that. We will send out a link beforehand and you'll be able to sign up. The places are slightly limited as it is over Zoom, but we certainly will be running these right the way through the year and hope that you can attend as many as you can, because we do value you as a parent understanding as much about the system as you can. So, some dates, and as Billy suggests, maybe these are ones you can put in your diary. So Louise's book club starts on the 19th of September, this coming weekend. Homework club every Monday evening. Remember, it is term time only. We also have a parent workshop on the 3rd of October. This will be our first one of this academic year, focusing on verbal reasoning for CEM. There will be a separate one for GL and Reading, as I said earlier, and hope you can come along and join me and my colleagues to find out more about those subject areas. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I know it's a lot of information to take in, but hopefully you found it beneficial, and we look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.